Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the penultimate episode of our MLB preseason division profiles. This episode we're covering the AL West, but first we are going over the great international baseball tournament that is the World Baseball Classic. And I know we haven't covered it from the beginning, but Clyde here wanted to give his take on why the U.S. is winning it all this year. Now that enough said, all right, he didn't want to. He got camera shy, guys. Sorry.
Now that all the competition is lost.
Yeah, he's like, there's
now that Japan is gone,
and
and
DR.
we beat the other big one, like.
Yeah, man,
right.
we beat a really good team. Jeez,
we beat a team that was on the warpath trying to regain its honor after getting eliminated in pool play the previous tournament. The Dominican Republic, possibly the greatest lineup ever assembled, which somehow also included Austin Wells. So, okay.
It was so funny, bro. It was like Latin name, Austin Wells.
I was like, you can't be serious. Like, who is this white guy over here, like, trying to fit in? But anyway, yeah, Wells, Dominican descent, so it's like, okay, you know what, cool, good for him. I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, it was going into the game, I was expecting a shootout and not a 2-1 affair, but that might have been the greatest 2-1 game I have ever seen. Edge of my seat,
yeah.
Heart pumping, nerves.
For real.
Goosebumps. Slapping my arm like The Rock a couple years ago when he made his WWE run. Man, that was obviously I'm gonna say this. Yes, I don't know why ABS is not in this WBC when we know it's going to be in the regular season starting this year. I don't know why it wasn't in it this year.
One pitch.
Yeah, but I will also say he was calling it bad for both sides. So we're not just going to say he only screwed the DR. So let's get that out of the way. And it's not like it would have been a bases loaded walk that would have scored a run. It literally would have just got him to first, and who knows, Mason Miller probably would have just gassed Tatis in like 3 pitches. So it's not like it would have tied or won the game. So
True.
Leave it at that. Chris Broussard said on the opening short on First Things First YouTube channel, I think it was Chris Broussard. If not, it was oh my god, what's his name, Rye?
Nick Wright?
Not Nick.
Danny Parkins?
Danny, yes.
Kevin
Danny.
Wild?
It was Danny. It was either Danny or Chris that said, if it's close, just swing the bat. Which, I mean, it was close. It's not like it was in the dirt, but it's.
No, and it was a hell of a frame job by Will Smith.
It was a great frame job by Will, no doubt.
Kidding me?
I will say I thought it was a ball.
I
sure
did too.
Looked like a ball.
It was a ball.
But
it was a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't react until I saw
that happens, and
until I saw
they're definitely gonna bring ABS into it next time. That's for sure.
The thing
you just you just have to feel so bad for the Dominican Republic, and it's just USA.
Let's go.
You have to feel so bad for them. I will say one thing about this game. I'm gonna be real. I think this was probably the greatest collection of talent on a baseball field ever assembled. I don't think that's a crazy hot take. You just go through both lineups.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Bobby Witt, Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Gunnar Henderson, Roman Anthony, Will Smith, Tatis, Soto, Vladdy, Manny Machado,
Caminero,
Junior Camarino, Julio Rodriguez. Like, the names on this is just insane. And I don't know. I just think it was only 2-1, but I just I don't care. It's the peak. It's the penultimate peak, whatever you want to call it, of baseball. You do worry about the USA having kind of like a, their emotion. We always talk about riding that high and then the dip or whatever. You hope that doesn't happen in the next round, depending on who we play, right? I don't even know, who do we play. Like, what are you making that face for?
So that Alabama player that I told you guys got arrested. He has been removed from campus in the wake of the arrest and will not be with the team for the tournament. So, holy crap. That's
Well,
crazy.
hence why we have
Okay,
them losing to Akron.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
Shout out Akron.
Let's go. That's
All
gonna
right.
change a whole lot of people's brackets.
Yeah.
Continue though, sorry.
Yeah. So Venezuela plays Italy tonight. The final is tomorrow, so the U.S. has a slight advantage with having the day off today. The relievers that pitched yesterday get a day of rest, and then they're all going to be good to go by tomorrow. Who is starting? I don't know. My assumption is it's Nolan McLean, which he did not have a great outing against Italy. And if it's Italy again, the approach has to be different. So, I don't care who makes it out of the final. I hope it's a good game. Whoever makes it to the final is who the U.S. is playing, and we have a shot at redemption. Part of me wishes it was against Japan so we can avenge that loss, but Venezuela did the upset in a great game, and, hey, man, if it's Venezuela and U.S., then Venezuela has a shot at redemption from 2023 when the U.S. came from behind on a Trey Turner grand slam, if you recall that. So, and
I remember that,
if
yeah.
it's Italy and the U.S. has a shot at redemption for that pool play game that got away from them. So, yeah.
Quick shout out to Pasquatch, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Quick shout out.
Didn't have a hit
Anyways.
all pool play until the game against Mexico, and he went for 3 home runs. First player, as Tyler
crazy,
stated
He
in
saved-
our group
he
chat.
saved us. All for us to destroy them in the final. You dug your own grave, buddy.
Mm-hmm. This is where I will say about the U.S. After the 2 home runs by Roman Anthony and Gunnar Henderson, did not like how the team was going down fast every time they came up to bat after that 4th inning. They were not working at bats. They were getting down 0-2 quick. And they were sitting on a lot of balls that just kind of slide back in there. Like, it started out, but then it just drifted right back in. And Schwarber had one that I was just like, oh, man, dude. Like, cannot believe you sat on that. But we cannot be having these
not
quick
a lot
innings.
Of great plate appearances.
Because not only that, but, props to the U.S. relief corps. Like, you can say all you want about the, bad pitch call. The DR had multiple chances before and after the Caminero home run, which was their lone run. Aaron Judge throws Tatis out going from first to third on probably his hardest thrown ball ever. You have David Bednar getting in I think it was second and third, 1 out, and he strikes out Tatis and then strikes out Marte. Tyler Rogers comes in, gets Soto to ground and do a double play. And then from there, it was just like the U.S. Relief Corps was not going to allow the DR to get a single run across. I tweeted, like, this doesn't feel like it's going to be enough. 2 runs doesn't feel like it is, but somehow it was. Because once we got to Miller, I was like, it has to be. Because it's either we're going to extras, and if we went to extras, I ain't going to lie, I think we were going to lose the game because I did not think we would have had the pitching. So, yeah, props to the U.S. for getting through it. That was
me either, to be honest.
That was a hostile environment they walked into, because that was basically a Dominican Republic home game right there. I mean, U.S. fans were loud.
Pretty much, yeah.
U.S. fans were loud, but that was a DR home game there. So now,
For
Yeah.
our pitching staff to be able to hold a lineup like that down, really impressive. I mean, they set a record for home runs in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crazy. Junior Caminero was the only dude to really do anything like that. I mean, obviously they got some hits, but
Yeah, the DR
the power wasn't there.
hadn't faced a deficit in this WBC since their first pool play game against Nicaragua. From then, they were just blowing everybody out. So,
The Detroit Tigers kind of screwed us, by the way. I'm just saying, we should have another starting pitcher. By the way,
Yeah.
the Detroit Tigers. I'm praying on your downfall now. I'm coming. I'm just saying. I'm coming back to Cali. You're Sorry, I'm off you. Like, what are we doing?
well, Tariq
We should have the goat pitching for us
Skubal
tomorrow.
was there last
and-
night. He was in the dugout. He drove back to be there. So, I mean, I don't think that
did he
means...
really? No
yeah,
way.
he was in the dugout. I saw him when I was watching the game at work. I was like... I saw this guy, Skubal jersey on the back. I'm like, he's back? Or is there another guy on, like, the staff last name Skubal that I don't know about? And then Joe
right.
Davis said, hey, there's Tariq Skubal. I'm like, oh my God, he's there. So, I don't know if that means he's pitching.
He should just pitch tomorrow. I don't care. Like dude, what? You're not going to give me a contract extension? A big old FU to the Tigers. That's what he should do. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not extend me? You're already not doing that. What are you going to do? Your fans will hate you if you, like, trade me. So, like, what are you going to do? I would just, dude, tell you what. All right. Let's talk about the Angels, boys. Like,
Yeah.
we're from the peak of baseball to
All right.
Anaheim.
This is like, ladies and gentlemen, our penultimate division, the American League West. Of course, we start with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California. Because, in Spanish, what does Los Angeles mean? The Angels. So when you put it in English, it is the Angels. So the memes, obviously, if you don't remember, Artie Moreno put out a fan survey that asked what their top priority was, and apparently the fans put affordability, ballpark safety, and whatever else as more of a priority than winning. So that's what this tweet says is, have any Angels fans out there gotten one of these supposed surveys that Artie Moreno says the Angels have done? My guess is he gave these to the social elite.
Probably.
Like, not even the common fan. Just...
I've never met a real life Angel fan. By the way,
I think...
I'm just putting it out.
Isn't Trey...
Like, if there were Charger fans, am I right, buddy?
Isn't Trey Holly's boyfriend?
Yeah, Trey's an Angels fan.
Angels fan.
That's what I was about to say.
Poor guy.
Other than that, I had a coworker.
I was sort of an Angels fan when I was younger. I mean, I lived there. I went to a lot of Angel games.
And then he
like
switched.
I cheered for him when I went to games, but I was always a Dodgers fan, like when I was young. So
yeah, I had a coworker at my previous job. What's funny is, so everyone knows I'm a Chargers Dodgers fan. She was a Rams Angels fan, so we always found ways to get under each other's skin. It was great. It was great. I was like, well, if it ain't, the Angels fan or the Rams fan and whatnot. So it'd be like, it was just polar opposites for either sport. It was great. But yeah, so the projected win total, obviously, they finished last. They went 72-90. I believe they have the longest streak. I don't know if it's in MLB history, but definitely for them, they haven't had a winning season since, like, I think 2014, 15, something like that. It's been over 10 years since they've had a winning season. And then obviously the other meme, yeah, when they played us, Tyler, yeah, they were unstoppable. But against the other 28 teams in the league, they couldn't do a goddamn thing. And it pissed me off every time. But then again, our bullpen sucked and couldn't hold a lead. So,
Yeah.
projected wins is 72.6. So Fangraphs have them as 0.6 wins better. Meanwhile, DK just has them a game and a half worse, which I'm honestly leaning DK's line here. Because when you look at this,
They're so good, man.
oh god damn it.
That's elite numbers right there.
30th in average,
Just wait till
28th,
we get the
30th in average, 20th in on base, 23rd in OPS, 25th in runs, 4th in homers, so they can hit the ball out of the park, but that's about all they're good for, and then 21st in stolen bases.
Not surprised.
So that's what also pisses me
and
off
they
right
lost
there.
Taylor Ward, so that's not going to be as much.
Well, it's a good thing they got Taylor Ward out of there. Thank you,
what's
Baltimore, for saving him. Go ahead.
Don't they play in like a hitter-friendly park too?
I
do.
think it is a hitter-friendly park. Yeah.
Dude. Oh, it's so sad, man.
Yeah.
So sad.
I would feel bad, but then you got some Angels fans on social media that said sweeping the Dodgers was more important than winning the World Series, and I'm like, I can't even right now. The cope is insane.
That's crazy.
I can't do it.
I'm with them. I side with them.
You're a sellout. Okay. Now their pitching rankings, yeah, it's the relief pitchers, their best stat was 10th in runs. Everything else, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to read off every number. It's 25 or worse. For ERA, whip, walks, strikeouts, hits, and home runs, it's 25 or worse. We're not
Well,
going
they got 10 for strikeouts.
Yeah, for the relievers. That's the best stat.
Yeah.
The best stat for the starters is 25th in home runs, and even then, that's still bad. Everything else is lower
Shout out
than
that bullpen.
Yeah, we don't give up home runs, but you better goddamn believe we let them hit it around. All right, their notable losses. Kenley Jansen goes to the Tigers. Luis Rengifo finally got out of there. He goes to the Brewers. Luis Garcia goes to the Mets. Connor Brogdon goes to my Guardians. Baltimore swoops in and saves Taylor Ward. Go Dogs. And Brock Burke was traded to Cincinnati. I believe this was in the Josh Lowe trade. And then their additions, they get Grayson Rodriguez from Baltimore in the Taylor Ward trade. Grayson, I'm sorry. You have to be there. They don't have pitching. I mean, plus he's kind of injury prone too, so we'll see how that goes. Josh Lowe, decent move for the Angels. Got from Tampa.
Alec Manoah.
Yep. Mr. I was very integral in the Toronto Blue Jays making the World Series last year. He actually said that.
He said that? That's
He said
crazy.
that in an interview. So yeah, he signs there.
Bro, he filled the hell off.
Mm-hmm. Former Dodger, Kirby Yates, fresh off getting a ring, gonna be with the Angels. Jordan Romano, former Philly and Blue Jay, goes there. And then Drew Pomeranz, Giants legend, goes there when he was with the Cubs last year. Brent Suter heads there as well, along with Vaughn Grissom, who the Red Sox got from the Braves in the Chris Sale deal a year or two ago. And then Jamer Candelario, after kind of falling off in Cincy, heads here too. Their projected starting rotation, Yusei Kikuchi is the ace, which, okay. Jose Soriano, Reed Detmers, Grayson Rodriguez, and I guess Alec Manoah. I guess. The bullpen, they're projected to have 3 closers. I'm going to be honest, boys. Jordan Romano's not going to be your closer. He's not. Because he was not great in Philly. Kirby Yates might be your best option.
He's pretty bad.
Kirby Yates might be your best option, and he's okay. Like, if he was good like he was with the Rangers, you'll be fine. But if he had the year like he did last year with the Dodgers, which was giving up a lot of home runs, then not going to be fun. Then yeah, Drew Pomeranz is also listed there.
Heck is right, Zephyrin.
Yeah, Zephyr Jan, Brent Suter, and Sam Bachman. I'm surprised Hunter Strickland is still in the league. How is this man not retired? And then
Paychecks, man.
Chase, yeah, paychecks for giving up home runs and tossing batting practice. Yeah. That is what I remember Hunter Strickland for. Is just he throws fastballs and he gives up home runs. Whether it's the Nationals, the Giants, now the Angels. And then Chase Silseth is the bulk innings guy. The projected starting lineup, Zach Neto at short leading off, Mike Trout in center field, though I think there's talk he's playing right and whatnot. Nolan Chanuel at first, Yohan Moncada, who they brought back, at third. Batting cleanup, Jorge Soler, DH, Joe Adell in right, Josh Lowe in left, Logan O'Hoppe at catcher, and Adam Frazier at second. And the projected bench, Travis d'Arnaud as the backup catcher, Vaughn Grissom and Oswald Peraza, along with Bryce Teodosio. And that...
Not a lot of Braves dudes, because they keep trading with the Braves.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California. Are we going over or under on 70 and a half, guys? Like, we know this is going to be the last place team. Like, we're not even going to sugarcoat it. This is the last place team.
Yeah.
Can they win 71 games?
71 games? I don't know.
They won 72 last year. I almost feel like the
They
roster's
get
burnt.
better.
The only thing I will applaud...
Kelly Jansen was actually good last year.
Yeah, but now
so
he's gone. And now the closer situation is arguably worse.
That's what I'm saying. It's worse, yeah.
You know what? No, what I'm gonna do next year is for our next division profiles, I'm gonna do a combined WAR lost and combined WAR gained, so that way we can tell if it got better or not. So for like wins purposes, that's what I'll do next year. But
Smart.
I think going off of it, yeah, I think their bullpen got worse.
I'm just gonna hate Angels under. I'm just gonna
This team will be
trade Mike Trout. Force him to go somewhere else.
Yeah, literally,
Just force him.
please.
Even if he doesn't want to, just force him. I want to see
You
him play
see,
some meaningful baseball at
That's
the end
the
of his
problem,
career.
right? Artie Moreno
Anywhere.
won't trade him because he knows Mike Trout brings in people to the ballpark. He's a cash cow.
Yep,
He sees Mike Trout as a cash cow.
Yeah.
He's not a baseball player.
it's true.
And until he sells the team, the Angels will continue to be a bottom feeder organization, unfortunately. So, is what it is. Hey, but Angels fans, at least the Ducks are pretty good.
True.
All right. Now we
Let's
move
go,
on to Ryan's A's.
I don't even need to see anything. Give me the over.
All right, last
Oh
season
yeah, they have a hell of a lineup.
they finished 4th, 76 and 86.
Fire me.
Fangraphs has them projected at 78.7 wins. DraftKings at 75.5. Now, of course, the memes. Obviously, this was it was kind of hard finding memes from last year, but obviously we make fun of their stadium, and then of course
The
when
backyard.
yeah
The
backyard
second
baseball.
one is so accurate.
Shohei when he
So accurate.
they're going to be going to Sacramento this year. Our Dodgers are going to Sacramento this year. I forget when the Vegas park is going to be ready, but it should be in the next few years or so. Like I want to say as early as I'll make an assumption here, I guess, but like 2028 at the earliest, 2029. If not, I thought it was like 2030 or 2031. But I went over the numbers for the A's, and
They need to get per game while they're still here.
boy, these offensive numbers actually kind of surprised me. 5th in average, 13th in on base,
Mhm.
8th in OPS,
Talk to me.
12th in runs,
Yep.
7th in home runs. This is the one that disappointed me a
Dude, they're
little.
really good.
27th in stolen bases disappointed me for how young they are. That number will go
gotta
up.
lock in.
That number is going up this next year.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we know the pitching was not the greatest part of that team, especially after trading away Mason Miller. For the starters, the ERA was 27th, the WHIP was 25th, the walks were 18th, the strikeouts were 24th, the hits were 25th, and the home runs were 29th. And then for the relievers, 24th in ERA and WHIP, 29th in walks. Their best stat was strikeouts with 9, 18th in hits, 17th in home runs. Yeah, I mean, when you play in a AAA ballpark, numbers aren't going to be in your favor, but surely it can't get worse than this.
Dude, yeah. When people came in, they whacked homers there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can always probably say that's why their numbers are also so good, but, like, again, half their games are played outside, so. Their losses didn't really lose a lot. J.J. Bleday went to Cincinnati. Sean Newcomb went to the White Sox. Gio Urshela went to the Twins. Mitch Spence was traded to the Royals, and Ken Waldichuk was lost off waivers. I believe to the Braves and then to the Rays and whatnot. Their additions, the big one, Jeff McNeil, acquired from the Mets to play second base. Veteran presence in that clubhouse. Aaron Savale, starter, 1 year, $6 million coming over from the Cubs. Scott Barlow, relief pitcher from Cincinnati, coming over to help that bullpen. Andy Ibanez, who originally signed with the Dodgers, then got DFA'd, claimed off waivers. He will be there on the bench. And then Mark Leiter Jr., who my Yankees buddy just loves to death. Not, that's sarcastic. About once a week, he'd tell me how much he hates Mark Leiter Jr. pitching for the Yankees. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, the projected starting rotation. Surely it can't get worse than last year. Luis Severino, Jeffrey Springs, Aaron Savale, Jacob Lopez, and Luis Morales. And then the bullpen, this is where you're going to have to hope and pray. They projected to have 3 different closers, so closer by committee. You got Hogan Harris, Justin Sterner, and Mark Leiter Jr. I can already just hear my Yankees friend giggling at the thought of Mark Leiter Jr. closing games for the A's. Then you got in the middle Scott Barlow, Michael Kelly, Elvis Alvarado, and Tyler Ferguson. And then Luis Medina as the bulk guy. Now, the starting lineup for your Sacramento Athletics. Nick Kurtz at first. Shea Langoliers at catcher. Tyler Soderstrom in left. Batting cleanup, DH, Brent Rooker. Second base, Jeff McNeil. Shortstop, Jacob Wilson. The Law Dog, Lawrence Butler in right. Max Muncy at third. And Denzel Clark in center.
Of course he's a third baseman, too. That's so funny.
Yeah. Projected bench, Austin Wynns. Backup catcher, Andy Ibanez, infielder. Carlos Cortez and Kobe Thomas. So no matter what, over on 75.5, and or do we think
I
80?
hate their pitching, bro.
It's bad.
My
It's
God.
The
not great.
offensive lineup will carry this team to 80 wins. The
Hopefully.
offense will be good enough. Now, will they make the playoffs? We'll see about that. I'm not willing to go that far yet.
We will find out next episode.
just
The
'cause
offensive
look at
lineup,
The rotation in
the
bullpen.
offensive lineup is disgusting, guys. Come on, it's gross.
No, it is. It's great. But the rotation in the bullpen.
Makes me want to vomit. It's so gross. I'm taking over. They're winning 80 games. They're winning 80 games, at least.
I think
what
I'll
I'm
take
saying.
over. Yeah. At least the DK one for sure.
Yeah, and let's remember, too, they extended quite a few of these players this offseason. They extended Soderstrom. They extended Lawrence Butler.
Something they don't usually do.
Yeah.
That's something they don't normally do.
Yeah. It's true. No, because they
So
believe in these young guys. These young guys are legit.
They're like
Yeah, we're-
actually locked into this team.
So, yes, they bought out their arbitration years, and I believe like a year or two after that. So, yeah, I'll have to go back and see who they extended to keep, but obviously Jacob Wilson and Nick Kurtz, if they are able to take another step forward, those guys are next. So, All right. The Texas Rangers.
What is happening right now? What are we doing?
What
I
in
don't
the
feel
world,
I don't
bro?
feel safe here.
Yeah, this is not comfortable.
I do not feel
What is,
safe here.
I want to give you guys a
what's with the
little.
memes?
I want to give you guys a little National Geographic lesson. The giant horse, weighs about 11 pounds. So get your ass
Oh,
on that bed
Jesus.
and prepare for the night of your life. I was today years old when I discovered that the Texas Rangers had a mascot that was a horse, and I went, "Oh!" And this was the image I saw, and I went, "Oh my god!" And then this next image,
I
I
didn't
didn't.
actually know they had a mascot that was a horse.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
that's crazy.
I think his
They
name.
should have a ranger. Like they should have a dude that's dressed up like a cowboy or something. Like what the
Well,
heck?
cowboys ride horses, and you see the abs on this
No, yeah, I
horse.
know.
You see it?
It's crazy. I'd rather not actually.
Sun's
I'm tired
out,
of looking
guns
at that
out.
crap
Come
now.
on, Lone Star State.
Jeez. Bro, that dude is
I'm
ripped.
I'm in danger.
I didn't realize how
Yes,
bad this looked until I put both images beside each other, and I went, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
So bad.
Yep. Those can't go in the thumbnail. Well,
Yeah, no.
I can get
that
the
I think
horse
that
one. The horse one will be fine to go
you
put.
get the horse one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that other one in there. All right, so they finished third in the division, just missing out on the playoffs. 81 and 81, so a solid 500 season. They're projected at 80.4 wins according to Fangraphs, so just about a game less. And then DK has them as 83.5. And guys, when I looked at these stats, oh god,
They were awful. Jeez.
offensively they sucked.
Yeah.
26th in average on base and OPS, 22nd in runs, home runs 18th, but hey, they stole the shit out of bases with 8 in the league. And this made me sad because this was a Mariners-esque starting and relief pitching performance that was wasted due to a bad and inconsistent offense. ERA, they were first for the starters, 5th for the relievers. WHIP, 2nd for the starters, 3rd for the relievers. Walks, 8th and 5th. Their
They
worst,
were really good pitching last
their
time.
worst stat for both was strikeouts, 16th and 23rd. But they were getting outs because their defense was solid. Hits, 3rd and 7th, and home runs, 7th and 12th. Yeah, a really dominant season of pitching wasted on a bad, inconsistent offense. There are notable losses. They had quite a bit of turnover and additions, not as much as the Mets, but it was still quite a bit. Other losses, Merle Kelly, who they traded for at the deadline from Arizona, goes back to Arizona. Sean Armstrong, one of their best relievers last year, goes to Cleveland. Tyler Mahle goes to Ryan's Giants. And then most of their mid bullpen guys, like middle of the innings, go to the Cubs with Phil Maton, Holby Milner, and Jacob Webb. Adolis Garcia was non-tendered and he went to the Phillies. Jonah Heim went to Atlanta. Marcus Semien traded to the Mets, and Danny Colombe signed with the Red Sox just recently. Now their additions, obviously, they get Brandon Nimmo from the Mets in the Marcus Semien trade, a rare 1-for-1. Mackenzie Gore, the big one, they got from Washington. They're going to add to that strength of starting pitching, which I agree, add to the strength. Danny Jansen, going to be the catcher there, 2 years from Milwaukee. Andrew McCutchen signs a minor league deal there. He's projected to be on the opening day roster, but figured if he wasn't, his name's notable enough to have a spot on the list. You get Jacob Junis from Cleveland, Jalen Beeks from Arizona to get in that bullpen, Tyler Alexander from the White Sox as well, and Carter Baumler acquired in a trade with the Pirates. You get Mark Canha from the Royals. Jordan Montgomery is back after being on the Brewers after being traded there last deadline. And then you got former Dodger Ryan Brazier and Tyler's guy Nick Prado, who signed a minor league deal there. So, yeah.
Good for him, still going places. All right.
redid the bullpen. We'll see. I think the bullpen might have gotten a little bit worse, in my opinion, but the starting pitching is going to be immaculate. Projected
Yep,
rotation:
definitely got better.
Nathan Eovaldi, Jacob deGrom, Mackenzie Gore. That is an insane 1-2-3. If you are in the wild card series against these three, you'd be lucky to win
You're
one of
screwed.
these games. You'd be lucky to win the Nathan Eovaldi game, because if you don't, you're getting shut down by Jacob. If he's
And
healthy.
Jack Leiter's good too.
Jack Leiter, if he can take that step forward and be the first round pick that he was so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? He was expected to be, then
The
you got
potential,
a big
yeah.
four. And then Jacob Latz, I don't know nothing about. I think he's one of their pitching prospects. So, didn't see Kumar Rocker on here. I don't know if he's injured or if he's just going to start out in the minors. Projected bullpen: Robert Garcia is their closer. Doesn't move me as much. Chris Martin's good setup guy. He's probably their best in my opinion. You got Cole Winn as their other one, and then the rest: Josh Spores, Jacob Junis, Jalen Beeks, Carter Balmer, and Tyler Alexander. Bullpen doesn't move me, but we'll see. They were pretty good last year. We'll see if they can continue like they did. The starting lineup needs to be better. Needs to be more consistent. Brandon Nimmo and right as the leadoff guy. Wyatt Langford in left, who had a really good season. Corey Seager at short. Can he stay healthy? I don't know. We keep asking this every year of him. But, because we know how great Corey can be when healthy.
The whole thing.
Yep. First base, batting cleanup: Jake Berger. DH, Jockstrap Peterson. Center field, Evan Carter. Third base, Josh Young. Second base, Josh Smith. And catcher, Danny Jansen. And then the bench: backup, Kyle Higashioka. Ezekiel Duran and Sam Haggerty as utility. And Andrew McCutcheon. Now, aside from the muscular horse, like, do we think, are we going over or on 83 or at least 80? Do we think they get over 81 wins?
I definitely think they improved their pitching.
I think the one question you have is if you can get
The offense going to be good.
Corey
Consistent.
Seager. I had him in fantasy last year, and he's in and out of. He had like 3 separate stints on the injury report last year. He played 102 games, I think, is what I remembered. Or I looked it up in preparation for this because I did want to talk about him. You need at least like 140 games out of him, and you need him to be healthy and be Corey Seager, and hopefully, with Berger and Jock and Langford, like you have a pretty solid offensive lineup. But it's all about health, right? I mean, that's the way I see it. I think the pitching is going to be great. Pitching is going to be awesome. So.
Reminder as well, Bruce Bochy stepped down and they got Skip Schumacher, the former Marlins manager, to manage the team now. And let's remember, he managed the Marlins to a wild card berth in 2023. So, he's a good young manager. So, who knows? That could be a difference as well. Connects with players. We'll see. All right, now to everybody's favorite team, the Houston Astros.
Yay.
I don't think we said over under for the Texans, did we?
Oh, did we?
The Texans.
The Texans. Well, if CJ Stroud was on this team, I would take the under, but
I'd like to take the over on Fangraphs, but DK's like, damn, bro, 84. I don't know.
I think. I would go. I'd take the under. I'm gonna take the under. You disrespect my goat Bruce Bochy and let him walk out the door and step down. Yeah, whatever. You fired him. You disrespect my goat You disrespect my GOAT? Enjoy 76 wins, Texans. Texas, Rangers, whatever. Shut up. Move on. I said what I said.
Well, speaking of the city where the Texans are from, the Houston Astros.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so they finished second in the West, just missing out in the playoffs on like the second to last game of the season. They finished 87-75. They lost the division in like the last week of the season after the Mariners swept them, and then that's why I have this image of the A's, Angels, and Mariners all kind of curb stomping and jumping him, because during that last week of the season, Seattle swept them, the A's won 2 of 3, and then the Angels won 1 game, and that 1 game eliminated the Astros from playoff contention. So it was kind of a joint effort. You might ask, well, why aren't the Rangers in this? Well, because the Rangers couldn't do their part, and they got swept by the Astros in the process before they played the Mariners. So I'm sorry, Rangers, if you did a little bit better, I would have had you in here. So, and then of course, making fun of Astros fans because the narrative is they didn't start watching before 2017. So yeah. And the Mariners, that was the first time they won the division since like 2001. So, it's a big deal. The rankings for the Astros, 12th in average. Yeah. What?
No, go for it. I was just going to talk about how they're nothing. They're just a super honorable team. No controversy. I love me some Astros baseball, That's all. Nothing crazy.
Right, nothing
Continue.
at all. Nothing. All right,
Just go ahead, guys.
12th in average, 15th in on base and OPS, 21st in runs, home runs 16th, and stolen bases 24th, and that's saying something because they are very old. In their pitching department, it was a bit of a mixed bag. You can argue their worst stat for both was home runs. Hold on. 14th for the starters and 25th for the relievers, but everything else was pretty solid. Starters were 14th in ERA, relievers were 8th in WHIP. The starters were 12th and the relievers were 2nd. Both were 16th in the league in walks. Strikeouts 7th and 1st, and hits 10th and 2nd. So the relief corps for the Astros was really solid. Just had to keep those home runs down. Starters weren't too bad either. Their losses, quite a few. Framber Valdez is the big one, signed with Detroit. Ramon Urias went to the Cardinals. Victor Caratini, who was a pretty solid player for them, catcher and first baseman, goes to the Twins. Craig Kimbrell, who kind of joined mid-season, but we know Craig doesn't have it anymore. Crumble Cookie Crimble goes to the Mets. Brendan Rodgers goes to the Red Sox. Jesus Sanchez was traded to the Blue Jays. Chas McCormick is, I believe, non-tendered, and he goes to the Cubs. Mauricio Dubon was traded to the Braves, and then Caleb Ort lost off waivers to the Angels. Their additions, they get Joey Loperfido back in the Jesus Sanchez trade from the Blue Jays. Tatsuya Imai is the big signing this offseason. Didn't want to join the Dodgers, would rather beat them. Well, he picked the right op to go to, but I don't know if they're going to make it to the playoffs. So we will just have to settle for a possible regular season matchup. So, 3 years, $54 million. And then some other names, Ryan Weiss coming over from Korea. Just former player that probably just didn't do well, goes to Korea for a year, improves his stats, gets a contract. Mike Burrows was in this trade with Tampa. This was a 3-team trade that was, Brendan Lau and whatnot. So this was part of that trade. Kaiwei Tang, he was acquired from the Giants. Why is he on here? Because he's on the roster. Guys who are on the roster and it's an offseason move are going to be on the list. So, you can say who if you don't know him, but we're probably going to know about him this season. Nick Allen was the one acquired in the Mauricio Dubon trade from the Braves. Nate Pearson, Cubs. reliever. And then Christian Vasquez comes back after his stint in Minnesota. And Kevin Biggio from the Angels. His dad used to be a Houston Astro, Craig Biggio. So, kind of full circle moment for the Biggio family. The starting rotation, they're projected to have 6. Hunter Brown, the ace. Tatsuya Imai right behind him. You got Mike Burrows in the 3 and Christian Javier. I'm surprised this guy is even still playing.
The colors.
But he's probably going to get hurt in the first week, and we're never going to see him again for the rest of the season. So, we can probably just... Yeah, there we go. That's better. He's
Just deleted it.
Dan just deleted it.
He's not present at all for the entire season. Why should I even put him there, guys? Like, why? What's the point? Anyway, I'll just put him back there for, research purposes. And then, of course, Ryan Weiss is the 6th starter, so they're going to run a 6-man rotation. All probably because Lance McCullers, they need to be careful with him and give him an extra day of rest. And Tatsuya Imai, so he can get adjusted to MLB and whatnot. Projected bullpen, Brian Abreu is the projected closer because Josh Hader is hurt. I believe he's dealing with some inflammation he got during spring training. Brian King and Eniel De Los Santos round out the setup. I don't know about that. That's very iffy to me. And in the middle, you got Stephen Okert, Bennett Sousa, Roderick Munoz, and then Kai Wei Tang as the Bolt guy. That Astros bullpen does not move me. It just not. The starting lineup, Jose Altuve at 2nd, Yordan Alvarez at DH, Isak Paredes, who could get traded depending on the Astros season at the deadline. He's a name to watch. Carlos Correa at short, Christian Walker at 1st, Joey Loperfido in left, Yainer Diaz, catcher, Cam Smith in right, and Jake Myers in center field. Then, of course, the bench. Cesar Salazar is the backup catcher. Nick Allen, Bryce Matthews, and Zach Cole. Thoughts on the Houston Astros? The fallen from grace Houston Astros? Like, do we think they're an 80-win team?
I mean, I like the lineup.
Yeah,
I
that was
do.
pretty
I
good.
actually like the lineup. Like, pretty solid,
I don't know the bench. The rotation's good,
I'd argue the rotation is good without Lance McCullers Jr. Yep. Because he
Yeah.
arguably probably makes it worse. He's a hindrance, so. So, do we think they're better?
86.5 is a big difference.
Yeah. Like, do we
compared
think
to
they're
Fangraphs.
better than 86 or better than 80? Because I think
I think they're better than 80,
80.
but they're under 86.5.
Yeah,
I
like
would
85,
agree.
84.
Like, they could like, if the Mariners take a huge step back, they could probably win the division, but I don't think that's happening.
I don't
No.
either. Because now...
We know you do. Those are your boys.
Oh, yes. And now we're going to get to my boys, ladies and gentlemen. My adopted sons, the Seattle Mariners, winners of the AL West. Now, granted, they didn't make it to the promised land of the World Series. They were about 7 outs away, but that's fine.
No, that's this year, right?
Yeah,
that's
it is this year. That is this year, yes. Of course, they stole the AL West from the Astros, 90-72. They're projected by Fangraphs to win 88. DK at 89.5. Give me the over. They're a 90-win team, definitely. Obviously, the memes, when we win, it's supreme victory. When we lose, it hurts to live. And then, of course, yeah, there's this because when they won the division, Astros fans could not stop crying, and it was just chef's kiss.
At least we have rings.
Injuries. Judges MVP. We
Judges
still run
MVP.
this div. Pena is better than Julio. And then
That's crazy.
The Seattle Mariners, stoic, manly, all heart, passion,
All heart.
mustache.
Wait a sec. Where is Pena? I just realized he wasn't on the.
Injured. He's injured.
Oh yeah. Shoot.
All right. So, obviously, the team average, got to work on that. Team doesn't really hit for average. They are a home run hitting team, as you can see. In one of the most pitcher-friendly ballparks with that marine layer, they were third in the league in home runs.
Al Raleigh.
Yep. Yeah. 11 in on base, 10th in OPS, 9th in runs, 3rd in homers, and 3rd in stolen bases. They steal a lot of bases, as well as hitting homers. Their pitching wasn't as, dominant as 2024, but it was still good. 13th in ERA for the starters, 9th for the relievers, 4th in WHIP, 13th for the relievers, 4th for the starters in walks, 7th for the relievers. For strikeouts, 8th for the starters, 17th for the relievers, hits per 9, 12th for the starters, 16th for the relievers, and for home runs per 9, 21st for the starters and 10th for the relievers. So we got to get this home run number down. I forgot to put first. That's Mabi. It was last night, so let me just fix that real quick. There we go. So good. First. And they're going to do it again. Their notable losses. Eugenio Suarez goes back to the Reds. This is the trade that kind of confused me. I feel like they could have gotten more for Harry Ford. He goes to the Nats. Jorge Polanco, the one who walked off the Tigers and sent him to the ALCS, goes to the Mets. Leody Taveras goes to the Orioles. And then quite a few of their relievers. Trent Thornton goes to the Cubs. Caleb Ferguson goes to the Reds. Luke Jackson is still a free agent. And Tyler Saucedo, the Sauce Man, goes to the Angels.
That's awesome.
Notable free agent additions. This is the guy they got in the Harry Ford trade. He's a lefty. Jose A. Ferrer. Andrew Kisner is going to be the backup to Cal Raleigh, coming over from the Giants. Rob Refschneider leaving Boston to come over and play outfield. Brendan Donovan, the big trade. Finally, they got an average, hit for average guy. Can play all over the infield and some in outfield. And he's their new leadoff man. And then they got, some pitching. Cooper Criswell, they got from the Mets. Dane Dunning, former Ranger, they got from the Braves. And then Connor Joe, former Rocky, Pirate. He's moved around the league a little bit. Serviceable depth piece if someone were to get hurt. Thought it was a notable signing. All right. Now the starting rotation. Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, George Kirby, and Emerson Hancock. Best rotation in the league.
Nails.
Absolute gas.
Absolute nails.
Bringing down absolute thunder on any opposing lineup. And projected bullpen, Andres Munoz, the closer. Matt Brash and Jose Ferrer as the setup guys. Edward Bizardo and Gabe Spire in the middle. Carlos Vargas, Casey Legumina, and then Cooper Criswell is the bulk guy. Kind of the same bullpen, just minus, Trent Thornton, Saucedo, and Ferguson. Projected starting lineup. Oh, this is it, boys. This is the pinnacle right here. Brendan Donovan, starting third baseman, leading off. Cal Raleigh, coming off an MVP-esque season, even though we didn't win it. Switch hitting catcher. I don't think
Should have won it.
Should have won it. Yeah.
Should have.
Some bullshit.
Should have. I agree. I don't think he's going to hit 60 home runs again this year, but who knows? Baseball is an unpredictable sport.
Probably not.
Probably.
Yeah. Julio, J-Rod in center. Josh Naylor, who they re-signed to a 5-year contract extension. First base. Batting cleanup. Randy in left. This is his last year under contract before he hits free agency. So we'll see how this year goes for him. Luke Raley in right. Dominic Canzone as the DH. JP at shortstop. And then Cole Young, the young gun, at second in the 9 spot. Then the bench, Andrew Kisner, Leo Rivas, Rob Refschneider, and Victor Robles. Oh, boys. I'm taking the over on both the Fangraphs and DK projected lines. They're a 90-win team. They are a 90-win team.
I'm with you. I think so
agree.
too.
I think those lines are a little
Is
low.
is it finally the year? Is the question. You know, is this finally it?
Yep, obviously, they were in the lead in Game 7, and then, questionable managerial pitching decisions, you could say, cost them a trip to the World Series, but honestly, win one of your games at home, and there would have been no Game 7. So,
Yep.
that's just,
It's true.
you won the first 2 on the road, then drop 2 or 3 at home. Can't do that. Cannot do that. But, yeah. It's time for our projected standings, boys. As always, Ryan, are you going to go first?
Oh, here we go. All right. I've given a lot of thought to the ranking, but I was really struggling with the puns for this one, boys. Pretty simple for this one. And for last place, we have not the Dodgers. I don't think anybody's really going to argue that. They're trash. It sucks, unless you see a season of hell from hell for the A's or like the Rangers or something like that. You know, I guess maybe if the A's just regress or go back to being the A's, maybe the Angels can get fourth, but I don't think so. In fourth place, this is where it's going to be tough because I still have not figured out the order I want to do.
The Rangers? Okay. In fourth?
Bruce Bochy's not there anymore. You lost the GOAT, you're going to pay the price. Sorry. It's just, it is what it is. In third place. I'm going to take a page out of Tyler's book, but for a whole different reason, and it makes sense. We have the Houston trash cans. For obvious reasons.
I knew that's where you were going with that. That's funny.
We have the Houston trash cans.
That was what I was going to do too.
And then we have, quite simply, my A's
in second.
And Jared's Mariners.
Yo, you think the
Can the A's be a playoff team?
You think the A's offense will be able to carry them to second place?
Yeah, for real.
Hey, man. Second place in this division could be like 82 wins.
True,
so
yeah.
I'm going to...
True. It's down these days.
I am going to ride with my boys. Are they going to be a playoff team? Find out in either the next episode or the next episode. I don't know. But you will find out soon. There you go.
All right. Tyler, you want to go
That is
or do
my
you
order.
want me to go?
Shout out.
I can go.
Okay. Free Mike Trout. Yep. Let's start the strike outside Angel Stadium. Let's start making the signs.
For real. Damn. Okay, I still think the Rangers are probably. Although they do have a good like rotation now. Like damn, they got Mackenzie Gore now. The lineup's not amazing. Just like inconsistent.
Yeah, the Haunts is... The giant Haunts weighs about 11 pounds.
Why do you say Hans? What? Oh my god. I don't know if I believe in the A's enough. I do love their lineup though, man. Damn. But the pitching, like pitching wise, I feel like the Astros have better pitching. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think
you're not wrong.
yeah. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on the Mariners.
All right. Like, what are you coming
can I
up? What are you
say?
cooking up? The fish. Okay. Just the fish.
I don't know. I'm like,
Just fish.
I'm like thinking like, what could I? Oh shit!
It's gone off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. I got it.
No, don't hope because I was doing it too.
The kingfish.
Seattle keep I don't know.
Okay. Now it's my turn, ladies and gentlemen.
I wonder who he's gonna pick to be first. This is gonna be so shocking, everybody.
Yep, not gonna be unanimous at all.
Okay, so Tyler, you weren't in the call yet when I told Ryan, but next month, at the end of next month, I'm going to Disneyland. So I mean, I could
So?
put that, but I could say at least the Ducks are good for the Angels. Fourth place.
Yes! That's at least a third place for me. Let's go! That's at least third place.
Yeah, the A's are going to be third. I'm going to give a shout out to Sac Anime because I love going to Sacramento for that. Sac Anime A's. We call them that. Then we got, the giant Haunts weighs about 11 pounds.
I feel giant.
The giant Haunts weighs about 11 pounds.
Stop having
And
to
then
talk about it.
my adopted sons. So, recap, ladies and gentlemen, we all have the Angels in last, Mariners in first, and then we have about different seconds to fourths. I have the Rangers in second, A's in third, Astros in fourth. Ryan has the A's in second, Astros in third, Rangers in fourth, and then Tyler has the Astros in second, A's in third, and Rangers in fourth. Now, that is going to do it.
Really
I
like
should,
Rangers that much,
I should keep the Rangers. And you know what?
What?
I should probably flip the Rangers and the Astros. But whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
We've
Jared,
moved on
why do
from
you like the Rangers that much though? I'm surprised.
I
Second.
like the starting pitching a lot more.
The rotation?
And the bullpen can be okay, I think.
Yeah.
It's just the offense, if they can just be a bit more
did make good
consistent,
moves. Yeah.
if they can be a bit more consistent, they can be a better team than Houston. 100%. I just don't believe in Houston's team because they are old. The pitching is good, I will agree, but the middle of the bullpen doesn't give me a lot of confidence. And yeah, Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve are old. Christian Walker is home runner bust. And they don't got a lot of guys in their minor system because it's like bottom of the league. So, yeah. Astros' future not looking great. And the A's, I will agree with Ryan. Their lineup should be able to get them a lot of wins. It's just, can the pitching be just a tiny bit better, tiny bit. But
Yeah.
anyway,
That's a real question.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
The A's here at all?
in Sacramento this year, yes, they will.
Let's go.
I don't know
bro.
when.
I
don't know when, but it is this year.
We gotta go. You gotta drive up.
We'll see. We'll see. Depends on when it is. Anyway, that was the AL West / World Baseball Classic update. Next episode is our last division profile. Our division, the NL West. Plus, we will do our awards predictions and what teams we think will be making the playoffs. And, of course, our pre-opening day World Series predictions. And we'll go over the WBC final. And hopefully USA regains their crown. And yeah, that's going to do it here at Time of Possession for this episode, guys. Ryan, Tyler, and Jared, we will see you guys in the next one.